Hi everybody, Erin here again today, and I wanted to show you my part 2 of my little graduation centerpiece. Part 1, we made this cute little mortar board hat, as you see right here. It's still drying, it hasn't quite finished, so if you'd like to see how that is made, please check the little video. Here's a little iCard up here in the corner. Just press on that and you can see how I assembled that using the Makin's clay tools and textures and all those kind of fun things. Today what we're gonna do is the base. Now I'm kind of creating this in terms of like a cake. I have taken 2 little boxes and I've just taken a portion of them because they fit really nicely together. This one was a little too tall and it really didn't matter which of these 2 I used, I just picked one. But it was just a box. Now we're gonna do some altering of the box, and then I've pulled out all my things I want to use with it. I also want to give it a base, so this was one side, and I actually have had this for a long time. It's just a really, really thick piece of board, and it's just gonna be what these are gonna set on, and then the little mortar board's gonna go on top. I know this has a hole, so we're gonna fix that. I cut out a piece of cardboard, and you're not gonna see it, so it doesn't matter, and it's just enough to fit in to give it a base. So that's our first step, is to put our base in there. Don't worry about if the middle gets glue in it or not. You're not gonna see that. And then just place it inside. Make sure it's covered, whoops. And again, nobody's gonna see this part. It's gonna get covered up anyway. All right, so next step, we're gonna come back to this piece. I've pulled some other stuff. These are some Creative Embellishments chipboard. Here is the Easy Laser Designs little party hat or hats. We're gonna add those in there somewhere. First, we need to get rid of the color on these. So when I attach the paper, you're gonna see there's a little bit of a edge around the corner of the box and even on the side. When you add this to here, you can't fit it perfectly, you're gonna end up with a lip. So easy solution is just to paint the box. So that's gonna be our next step. And while we have our paints out, my husband's colors for school are white and burnt orange. So I already used this glimmer mist to help color, pull it out here. These were originally all white and I used it to color the burnt orange color on the tassels. I'm gonna use the same glimmer mist to color my Celebrate and my my numbers, just to kind of add the color of for his school in there. So I didn't figure you guys would want to watch me paint for the umpteenth thousandth speedy time. So I went ahead and did a second coat, same as I did this first with the glimmer mist. I just kind of recoated it all after it had dried. So there was a lot of drying time between all this other stuff. I also went back and did a second coat on the boxes. I really wanted to make sure I didn't see a whole lot of red. There's still a little bit of red kind of showing through on this one. And I also did a second coat on this. I'm not worried about the fact that these pieces are not painted or the middle is a little bit messed up, because it's just gonna get covered over with this anyway. So all I'm really worried about are the edges. So I got those really, really good. All right, now I'm just going to ink the edges of everything because that's what I do. I ink everything. So both of these papers are from Canvas Core. One of them is black and white ribbon stripe, and the other one is black and white chevron. Again, I just picked black and white papers. I wanted white, not ivory, and I just picked a fun pattern. I was debating doing all white or all black, but I thought a design would just kind of make everything just pop a little bit more. So to really make sure these stick down well, I'm going to use a 3-in-1 glue just to make sure that there's no possibility of this falling off in any way, shape, or form. All right, so here's my completed boxes, as you can see. They're covered. I wasn't too concerned about really which way the patterns went. I just had fun. They're fun patterns anyway. So now we're gonna take these and we're gonna stack them up. Kind of getting an idea for where I want to place stuff. And then I have this cute strip, this little mortar board strip that came from Easy Laser Designs. So I may have to cut into the one below it to get a good mortar board and scroll. And that's okay. I can sacrifice one to get a good one. So I really want to get in there. And see how that's kind of cut off now? But trim this guy up. Now is I'm going to take a string and I'm actually going to double it up. I'm just going to do a double. I think that's too long. I can trim it up. A little bit of the white as well for both. So I just grabbed two little Eyelet Outlet black flatback or black brads just to kind of go through that center hole that's right there. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of both colors. I'm not gonna make these very long. They're really actually gonna be quite short. Feels really plain around the edges. It feels like I just need to kind of finish it. It looks kind of rough. So I'm gonna do ropes of clay. I'm just gonna do long, kind of long tubes basically. I'm just gonna roll them out and then I'm gonna drape them around and glue them on. And I'm gonna let them just dry on here. All right, so I have my little ropes, in other words, and you're probably wondering why am I using the clay versus a rope, and I just really want a clean look. Rope can get fuzzy, it can fray, it may not look nice. Ribbon's too flat, I really want a nice, like almost like it's a piped cake. The idea behind this was almost like a little cake. Plus, it'll tie in the exact same color. Black can be different colors, don't ask me why, but it can. You figure that black should be black, but it's not. So I'm going to do the bottom first, and if I have any leftover pieces, because I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have 8 sides. So I'm gonna take the leftover pieces and make one last rope for whatever side's left. So I do want a nice clean end. I'm gonna top that off. I'm gonna do something on the corners where all these are matching, so it's not gonna look funny. I'm just gonna lay this against the edge. Use my fingernail as a guide of where to cut. Make a little cut. And this will be my leftovers for the next time. Lay that down. I'm going to cut them all first and then I'm going to glue them. I have now the issue of there's a little bit of a gap between all of them. I guess I could have gone a little longer on them, but I was thinking about putting a little something right there. So what I'm first gonna do is I'm gonna make one last rope. I'm just gonna let that dry. So I pulled out some Makin's Clay white in white, and I'm gonna do a couple of things. One, I'm gonna make a disc that the hat's gonna sit on. I just feel like it needs something in between the box and the hat. And then I'm gonna do a little barrier around, like a little ball basically, going all the way around each of the corners. First, I need to create 8 little symmetrical balls, all about the same size. This is usually used for something else. This is the Makin's Clay mixing ruler, and this is a little poker that helps poke it out. But what I'm looking for is 8 balls that are exactly the same size to keep everything symmetrical. So instead of using it to mix stuff, I'm just using it for a sizing comparison so I get the same amount for each one. So that's the goal here. I think I'm gonna go for about this size to see how it looks. I'm gonna do one tester. And you just push it in. You kind of level it off. And I'm not looking for a ball right now. What I'm looking for, just use that to pop it out, is just a size comparison. So all of the ones I'm gonna do that are gonna be this size, that I push through this, and this is the D size, will all be the exact same size of a ball. When you roll a ball, the best way to do it is put it right in the palm of your hand and just rub your 2 hands together. You don't want it up on here and you don't want it here. You don't want to roll up here, because otherwise you're gonna end up with an oval or more of like a flat shape. So just keep it between your palms and then you get a perfect little ball. And I'm just gonna rest that right in here, just like that. And I think I like the size of that. That looks good to me. So I need to do 7 more of that size. Took the leftover clay and rolled it nice and flat using the Makin's Clay standard tool. And I'm using the lid off of just a spray can because I didn't have a circle cutter big enough, and circles are easy to find. So all I need to do now is cut circle, and this is gonna fit on top of here like that, and just giving it a base. I'm using another Makin's Clay texture sheet. This one is the lace, and I'm really gonna try and make sure that I center it. So in the center, I'm gonna put one of the little, you can see there's kind of like a circle and then there's little circles around it. So I'm gonna do the big circle in the center and equidistant all the other little circles around, and just really push in good. You can even get in there with your roller and just really roll in there to get that nice good shape. Push evenly so you get that good impression on your clay, and pull it off. Don't want to push too much where you're messing up your shape, but there we go. We're going to cover it up with a roll, and then you have a really cool impression when it's all said and done. So I'm just going to let that dry out. So far we've pretty much made all the pieces to it. We've made the hat in step 1, so here it is, or in part 1. We've made the base and attached parts of the base, the papers, and some of the Makin's Clay. So that's on there too, rolled it out and made it. We made the little ball pieces that are gonna go in the corners. We've painted all of the chipboard pieces. We've made our extra little mortar board to the side, and then we made the doily, I'm gonna call it a doily, out of the white Makin's Clay and a texture sheet. Look at that beautiful thing. And we're gonna let it all sit. So this is part 2. Part 3, please don't come back and check out how this is all gonna come together to finish our cute little centerpiece, cake topper. Really, I'm gonna use it probably as a centerpiece to something, and you're gonna get to see the final product. Thanks for stopping by. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.